You know, when a chapter reveals itself, you really should post it in the spoiler information. The fact that they didn't do it in the site I was accustomed to really ticked me off a lot. But hey, I found it in another situation, so I guess all good. This is Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer, although I technically just review Eden Zero nowadays and have kind of poor quality in that because of lack of imagination and knowing how to proceed. But I will continue to review this until something better happens or until my channel gets shut down. So, enough about that, now on to the chapter. Last week, Holy, in her extremely sexy getup, which, mind you, Wise cannot stop thirsting over her. Even the sister can. But granted, sister has been shown to be very attractive to women. Although, so that makes sense. Although it still doesn't explain why she keeps Moscow as a pet when if. But then again, she's a dominatrix, so maybe it has nothing to do with sexual thing. Maybe that's just she just likes to dominate the weak. It doesn't matter, does it? But what does matter here is the deeper things about this chapter. Holy proposed an alliance, and surprisingly, Chiki is very cautious about all of this. I mean, unsurprisingly, because it also shows that Chiki has some character development and about not becoming friends with someone immediately. But it also shows that ever since his encounter with Justice, he does not trust the government, and rightfully so. Although Holy says that their goal is the same. So, but she proceeds that they can talk in a more private settings. So says to the rooftop lounge. Later on, though, they begins to talk a little bit to Lavia, and she does look like she has changed a little bit, but nothing really more than that. Although Rebecca still wants to talk to her, but Lavia seems still be evading. It is true she has a haircut, although she still has her, ponytail. But she does seem like something is greatly bothering her, so to speak. And even Rebecca is commenting on the fact that she didn't even say one nasty thing. Granted, that ending of this chapter it seems to imply something a little bit more darker. Either way, they get to the rooftop lounge with an air of luxury. Granted, I guess that's with the power of the government, where Holy is relaxing or swimming in the pool in a pretty sexy swan diving thing moment. So, I mean, yeah, she really knows how to capture people with her beauty, doesn't she? Because, Wise cannot stop thirsting over her. Then she proceeds to actually cook them all a meal, while Wise still cannot just stop drooling over her. But then she proceeds to explain a little bit thing. She proclaims, or at least she says in this chapter, that she was not in the favor of naming Shiki as one of the Oratians Galactica, although she does say she wasn't opposed either. But she acknowledges Shiki's strength and says that she believes it's on the same level as Elsie and the rest of Galactica. But I'm not so actually sure she's truthful about that. Yes, Shiki's strength has become great now, but is it really on par with Elsie? I wonder. So she proceeds to say that if we defeat Sigi and the rest of the Galactica, working together will be most efficient. And then she proceeds to also explain a little bit, sort of deeper, about the interstellar Orasian saying that they are a special organization specifically to defeat the Galactica, and they have no commander and are authorized to act on their own. Technically, yes, we already knew this, because I didn't clue, but this does confirm it that the Interstellar is not just, is a group in name only, similar to Russian says. Yes, they cooperate a lot more than the Galactica does, but they does seem to genuinely just be hand-picked warriors. Maybe not even part of the Union Army. Maybe they are part of the Union Army, but they were formed to defeat the Galactica, which means that power is there. And even she says that everyone in the government is evil. She then serves them food. which they all like, but then proceeds to also get order of business to sit. And she also is even knowing that the other three are also listening over cam, as well as the other three of the group. Klein thinks she seems a nice woman. Of course, Jin has his doubts. So she claims her ultimate goal is to defeat Siggy, and I have highly, highly, highly doubt that is true. But she does confirm one thing that is actually pretty good to be confirmation, because there was some slight implication this was the case, and now it is confirmed to be true, if she's not lying, of course. And that is, when we first were introduced to the names of the rest of the Galactica, when we mentioned the dead-end Crow, a picture of Holy was seen, implying that she has a personal beef with the Crow, and here she confirms that it's indeed true, because her goal is to defeat dead-end Crow. And now we see a full picture of him, including face and all. He has brainiac-like dots on his forehead and is highly, highly muscular. Oh, and it's also confirmed that he is an android. So what does this have to do with everything? Well, first of all, Shiki claims that he is not help anyone with murder, but well, I don't. While I may not like where the Eden Zero manga is going, because there is some high implications that is meant to corrupt the main character, and I hate those kind of mangas that turn a genuinely good character into a jerk-ass. I absolutely loathe that kind of development. People love it, but I hate it. I don't really understand why people love it, because it just ruins a character and a hero's image of everything else. So I do wonder if Shiki will get by that thing. Well, if he's gonna lose any more friends, then unfortunately I think like he will, because Holy confirms that Dead-End Crow is an android and has joined forces with Siggy, at least according to her, because before Siggy was reawakened, Dead-End Crow was considered the most dangerous android in the cosmos. I mean, we always knew there was going to be some kind of android in the Galactica, and unless Shiki would take that realm, then it only makes sense to be him. And he's also resulting in something called the Bloody Atmos Day incident, which was million casualties. Even though when Pino looks up information, she can only shudder. It's a mass murdering, but according to Holy, it was a public story, and the truth was something worse. She claims that Dead-End Crow only see humans as toys, and that is enough of a reason to join Siggy, who wants to dominate over all biological life forms. So the test of it all is she will help them defeat Siggy if they help them defeat Crow. But of course Shiki wants to time to think about this. Elsewhere, though, we see the sexist harassment guys, and then they even talk about kidnapping him, but then suddenly they begin to die by melting, and which freaks everyone out, but they leave only behind piles of mud or sludge, implying that was Holy's ether gear, or her, what she calls my spell. As we see a beautiful shower scene, she proclaims her resolve of it all. You know, Eraser, he said, I will erase everything I will erase all dirt in the galaxy. This galaxy has too much dust in it, which is cut to his eraser gear. When it comes to Holy, she says, let all the filthiness melt away. So for her, everything has to do with that filth needs to be melted. As she stows a sadistic smile, she looks forward to Shiki's response. Although she does say, which is kind of eerie, I'll go ahead and use your powers for myself. For me, that implies two things. Either she somehow can steal the powers of others' ether gear, or she is saying that she can manipulate Shiki in another way. I do not trust Holy, and the rest of the gang is also kind of untrustworthy. But then suddenly Lavia appears again, because then she says she wants to talk to Rebecca, and it's something important to tell before and it's absolutely something she must tell before she dies. Hmm? So is it possible that Labia is dying? I mean, she does look like she's suffering from a very deep amount of depression, but can she really be dying? And Holy, yeah, can we really trust Holy's action? If you ask me, no. No, we cannot trust her. I trust that her beef with Dead End Crow is genuine, but I do not think she's true to her words saying that she wants to really be an ally to Shiki. She just screams femme fatale as well as someone who likes to use people for her own gain. So she will undoubtedly somehow manipulate Shiki to take all of it all. If Shiki can defeat Dead End Crow, then that's good because that takes away the Galactica, but also it shows just how good someone can be a manipulator. But I really do like the fact that a Galactica may be teaming up with Siggy, because as I said before, we were introduced to this Galactica, and now with all the pursuit of Siggy. The thing is, all the other Galactica, they are evil. They have to be kicked the bucket before we can actually wrap up the story with Siggy's defeat. But if someone is teaming up with Siggy, well, then the story is moving a little bit faster at least. So yeah, I do not exactly know what Holy's intentions are, but I do think they are not genuinely good. She will somehow use them or endanger everyone else. But her power is melting. All the Interstellars really have frightening ether gears. Give me your thoughts if you have any. Because what do you think Labia means? Is she dying or something else? We may finally see a little bit deeper into the history of Labia and Rebecca.